Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining from. As you can see, I'm a little sweaty because I'm so excited. But I posit that this is both. I just took a shower too, so sweaty and showering, but I'm also a little bit sweaty because I'm nervously getting my Surface ready to present right now. So I'm gonna leave and then I'll come back. And anyway, hello, welcome. What an abrupt beginning if you don't know what's going on. First of all, my apologies. Hello, my name is Adam. I work on the Flipgrid Engagement Team, and I'm leaving before I say anything else.
Hey, everyone. Hey. We are just so excited that you decided to join us for our Saturday party today. We are the 3 Educator Innovation Leads. My name is Jornea.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Anne, and we love to say that we are teachers helping teachers, and that's our role, is to be a support and a cheer system for all of you. We love being connected, so the conversations that start in this getting started professional development session, please let them continue. Let us know how we can help in any way. If you are on social media, you can find us at Flipgrid. You can find us at our handles listed here on the screen. Yeah, but definitely please feel free to get connected. There, yeah, Jess is showing right down here at the bottom. You can
figure it out.
Find all of us. So what we love to do on Saturdays is sort of slow it down and hang out and have a party and a learning party. And it's a chance to explore what Flipgrid is all about. Look at it from a different perspective. We have some videos to help show you the features and what it looks like, answer questions, and we're going to go into the actual platform and show you step by step how to get started as well.
Yeah, exciting times, right? And so each of us have been in the classroom as well as other roles in education. So fire away, any thoughts or ideas that you have. We're going to share best practices with you and get you started with Flipgrid.
Yeah. And so...
And I see some friends joining us from all over already this morning or this afternoon.
Yeah, Arizona, or Facebook, drop where you're from. Hello, South Carolina, Texas, Canada, Arizona, New Jersey, Toronto. We love Toronto.
Hey, that's our friend Debbie.
We do love Toronto.
Here. Hi, Inky Elbows. It's so good to have you.
Hello. Okay, so here's the deal. As Jornea, Jess, and Anne mentioned, throughout the broadcast, drop in questions. The kind of structure for today is we will walk through Flipgrid 2 times and then that'll take about 30 minutes. We'll do one right now, and it'll be like 2 minutes. And then we'll slow things down, go step by step. And then what we will do is show you a little bit what's coming. So 2 weeks ago, last week, when we had Flipgrid Live, and we announced 2 weeks ago, a bunch of new, how time, I say this all the time. So we had Flipgrid Live, and we announced a bunch of new things that are coming to Flipgrid. And something we want to assure you is that what you learned today, and if you already know how to use Flipgrid, you will still know how to use Flipgrid when we launch all of those updates that we announced. What the updates will enable you to do is use Flipgrid in a simpler, more fun, easy, safer, inclusive, and I'm forgetting one of our pillars. But basically, we're making it easier and more fun. What?
Flexible. Yes. Okay. So we'll spend 2 minutes saying how to get started with Flipgrid. Then we'll spend about 20 minutes saying how to get started with Flipgrid, step by step, slow things down. And then we'll answer your questions all throughout and also share what's coming. So without further ado, let's get right in with how to get started. Once again, this will be fast and then we'll slow things down.
Head over to Flipgrid.com and create a free Flipgrid account with your Microsoft or Google email address. Once you've signed up, let's create your first grid. Your grid is your class, so I'll name mine 6th grade reading. Select a grid type. I'll select school email, which will allow my students to access the grid using their school email address. If you're teaching younger learners without emails, you can choose the Student ID option. Students do not need to create an account. They will use this code to access the grid. You can personalize it, so I'm going to make mine Remote Reflection. Limit access to the grid by entering your school emails. Enter everything after the @ symbol. Add multiple emails for students and educators. Now that your grid is created, you'll see that we have automatically created a discussion prompt to help introduce Flipgrid to your learning community. Let's make a new discussion prompt. In Flipgrid, we call those topics. You can add links, videos, or anything you want your learners to view prior to recording a video response. Or hop on over to the Disco library where there are thousands of ready-to-use topic templates available. Now that you have created your topic, you are ready to share with your learner. Share the link or code with your learning community. This is how your students will access Flipgrid and start posting videos. For step-by-step student instructions and more resources to help you use Flipgrid, check out the links in the description below.
Awesome. Hey! So there you go. That's everything you need to know. Now, shall we slow things down a bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I'm going to share my screen, I hope. Let's see what's going on here.
I do have a screen ready too. Friends, part of the confusion this morning, I was having technical difficulties. So I said, I don't have my second. I'm not ready, but I think I'm ready now.
And here's the deal. That happens all the time, right? In the classroom, in the workplace.
Hey,
so,
if plan A goes sideways, plan B, C, D, E, F, and you have all the letters all the way to Z. And then you start on plan 1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
Well, lovely. So and then maybe I'm receiving note back here. No, I'm not receiving note. Hello. Okay. So, well, Anne, do you want to get us started with
what do we need from right now? So, friends, what you're seeing on screen right now is simply the Flipgrid.com website. And if you are brand new to Flipgrid, we just want to say thank you so much for spending some time today, wherever you're checking in from around the world. And as Adam mentioned, we're going to do a little bit of a slower dive right now. And what you'll notice on the screen in the top right corner is a big blue educator sign up. Flipgrid is 100% free and will remain free for all of you to use in your learning communities and beyond. So if you're needing to get started, it's educators who sign up. Go ahead and click on that big blue button to get signed up. You can choose to sign in with your Google or Microsoft account, but students and participants are not the ones who need accounts. It's the educators who are. And when you have an account, you'll sign in, and what it will do is take you into what we call the educator dashboard. And so you're seeing Adam is logging into his account. There's just a little bit of a tiny lag because of all the cameras that are working to get this produced right now. But you will go into your educator dashboard and you will see the landing page. I think this is like home base. For me, that's how I think about it. And you'll notice the view shows you're in your admin. You can tell that by the address URL bar at the top. You'll notice things like your name, which is where you can get into your profile and information. And across the top, you'll see, Adam's showing you in that top corner is where you can get into your profile, but you're going to notice my activity, my grids, mixtapes, grid pals, disco library, and shorts. So this is the view when you get started in your educator admin account. And friends, you can see Adam has 170 grids. You do not need 170 to get started. You're simply going to start by making a grid. And what this is, think of it as your classroom. Think of it as the group of students or participants you're going to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of these grid details, and then Jess or Jornea can hop in when we get to talking about topics. So friends, we love to do this, and we call this a Saturday start. So let's see, we are talking about, we'll just call it Saturday start. And you could give any name to your grid, customize it for a class period, a content area, a particular book, your lesson you're wanting to teach, What's at Cosma period 3? Anything you want to do to name your grid. So yeah, let's roll with Saturday start looks like. And what Adam's going to do now is show you have to select a grid type. And what this means is you as the educators determine who can join your grid. School email, student ID, and an educator learning community. And what this means is the majority of you are likely utilizing a school email domain when working with your students. So if your school is a Microsoft or Google Suite for Ed domain, we would highly encourage you to use this domain because this means any student in that school email, when you share a flip code or join code with them, they will have access to that. And it sort of sandboxes the learning experience to only those students in your school email domain. Now, if your students perhaps are younger and they do not have a school email, you can create a student ID grid. And what this means is you manually enter your class roster, or you can use a simple custom import of your CSV file and create a unique identifier for each student to join. And that can be as simple as 2 characters. So this is really easy for even students, very, very young students. Now, perhaps you're working with your own professional network, other adults, and you want to create an educator learning community grid. This is a public grid that you can use with other adults and educators in your own network. But for the sake of this, we're going to go ahead and use the school email domain. And then notice the flip code. This is that unique join code your participants will use. Adams has his last name, Parker Goldberg, but you can customize it and make that unique and memorable for your community. So Adam customized it to go Saturday start. And we're going to go ahead and simply click next. Now, what you do next is simply add your school email domain. And you can see flipgrid.com, roost.k12.ia.us. And what we want to point out is if your students have different email domains than the educators, be sure to add that domain if it's different than yours. Remember, these are Microsoft or Google school domains, and you simply add yours, whatever comes after that @ symbol, and go ahead and click next. And then success. Hey, your grid is ready. We create an introduction topic already for you, but you simply have to kickstart that discussion and invite participants to add their response. And it can be as simple as copying and pasting that URL. So if you're using a tool like Seesaw or Class Dojo or even email, just copy and paste. Or you have options to grab the embed code, share to Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom, or even on a tool like Remind. So let's go ahead and go to our grid. And what we see now are the grid details. And there's that introduction topic called Say Hello on Flipgrid. But Jess, do you want to talk about how to add a topic or a discussion prompt?
Sure do. All right. So we're going to go ahead and click that button there that says Add New Topic. And we have a couple of things that we need to do to get our topic started. So we need to come up with a title. And of course, this is whatever it is your prompt is about. So we usually call it Saturday Start or Saturday Party, something of that nature. Go ahead and type in that title, Adam. There we go. All right, Saturday Party. I love it. And then we have the prompt. So this is the question that you're asking your students, what you want them to be answering and responding to. So note that you have up to 1,000 characters in this space in which you can ask them or write out what you want. So know that you can be as descriptive as you like. You can bold text, you can link things in here. So really feel free to take that time. So you can see here Adam's adding in, is there a special breakfast or lunch or dinner or something like that you can write as much as you'd like there. And we've only taken up not even 200 characters yet. Also important to note, anything that is written in this prompt box is going to be able to be read by Immersive Reader. So I know there was a question earlier about English language sorry, I am struggling over my words. It is early for me. English language learning students and how they can use Flipgrid. And so we're going to show you the immersive reader whenever we flip out of here, and you'll get to see there's a really great support for those students. So anything that is written in that prompt box will be able to be read there. And then next we have recording time. So the default is 1 minute and 30 seconds, but you can make it as short as 15 seconds all the way up to 10 minutes. So we definitely just say, make sure that you're being intentional here about, these are videos that you're watching. And a lot of times, especially with younger learners, if you give them 10 minutes to talk about how they start their Saturday, they'll probably take all 10 minutes. So this is your time that you're taking. So just be intentional about what the desired outcome is for your prompt. And then the next one you'll see over on the right-hand side is the option to turn on video moderation. So what this means is if you want, you can turn this on and the videos come straight to you first. The other students in your class will not see them right away. So by default, this is off. And when a student records, it populates on the grid and the rest of the students can see it. But if you turn that on, it'll come right to you and you can approve it in order for other students to see. And then we have the topic focus. So this is optional, but I definitely would recommend doing it. It's a really great way to just provide a stimulus for the prompt that you're asking of your students. So you can record yourself giving extra directions, add a YouTube link, a Giphy, an emoji, and you'll see all these different things down at the bottom. Maybe you have a Wakelet collection that you want them to look through and then respond to, a Nearpod, a Bunsey, a Wonderopolis, all sorts of incredible things that you can add. We'll just add something quick, an emoji or a Giphy this morning. But this is just a great way to spark their thinking before they actually read the prompt. And then you'll notice down at the bottom, on the left-hand side, it actually says save changes to my default settings. So if you know that every time that you're creating a topic, you're going to want video moderation on and it to be 45 seconds, you can actually click that and it will make your default settings saved. So every time you create a topic, it starts with those. So there are more options, but we're not going to get into all of this this morning, but I would suggest that you explore those and see all of the different things that you might want to add. But we're going to go ahead and hit create topic. And just like that, your topic is ready and you'll see all of the same share options that you had for the grid. So embedding, Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom, Remind, or copy and pasting the link, as well as a QR code there. So you can actually print those out and students can scan and get right into the topic as well. So we'll go ahead and click all set. All right, and you'll see that our topic is ready to go. So why don't we, Adam, do you want to click on Immersive Reader? Why don't we show that before we go into recording the response? So that blue button there, and this is on the educator side, but also on the student side, is called the Immersive Reader. And whenever that launches, it's a great audio and visual support for your learners. So they can manipulate this however they need. They can change the text size, change the font, maybe the color, contrast, different things like that. As well as they have grammar options. So maybe for your younger learners, you can turn on syllabication, parts of speech. This is also great for your students that are learning English as well. And then under the reading preferences, they have line focus, so they can really focus on one line at a time. The picture dictionary is fantastic. So as they hover over different words, it will show pictures to add that additional support for the words. And then as well as there's a translate feature. So you can either translate a specific word or the document. And there's tons of different languages. I'm not even sure of the number that it will translate the document. So they can see in the original language and then also in whatever language they would like to translate to. And then the button at the bottom there, it will play and it can actually read to your students as well. So this is a really fantastic support. It's one of my favorite Microsoft Learning tools. There we go. And like I said, the students can use it as well, so they can manipulate it to their needs. All right, Jornea, take us through the camera.
All right, so just to recap. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
Wait, I think we're saying the same thing. What are you saying?
Oh, I was just going to recap. Look how simple it is. Our Flipgrid. Right now, you're creating your grid, and then you create your topics, and then you share with your students. And we did have someone mention, hey, I thought we were calling those groups now. Don't worry. It's all the same thing. You create topics in Flipgrid, you share it with your learning community, and then that's when the magic happens.
Yes. So the groups will become groups August 5th-ish. And you're on mute, but what you're saying, I'm sure, is
That was just me getting ready and saying with great excitement, yes, part of what we'll be covering today are some of those updates that are coming in early August, just like Jornea and Adam are mentioning, and I'm so excited. I'm going to go back on mute, okay?
Oh, no worries. And the other thing is, just like Jornea said, what we just covered is everything you need to know to get started with Flipgrid. So now what we're going to do is show you how your students will access Flipgrid, but everything we just said, and Jess is pinging us at her computer for us, so she'll be back soon. But everything we just showed you is the educator side, and now we're gonna go back over, and I'm gonna open a new tab and access Flipgrid as a student, and Jornea will walk us through what to do.
Awesome. So as Jess shared with you guys, you can share that link with your students or just give them that flip code. So Adam is going to go to flipgrid.com so they can use this web base, or they can actually use the free Flipgrid app on a mobile device and enter in the flip code. So right in that box, he's going to type in Saturday start. And now we have to authenticate. Remember, and set it up as a school email domain. So Adam is going to go ahead and log in with his account to make sure that he is safe to access this grid. And in just a moment, it will let us in. All right, now as Adam is now logging in, what you're gonna be able to see now is this is the grid that you created. So the grid is that holding place, your learning community, and now you see the topics. So now if you click on Saturday Party, you'll be able to see the 2 topics that are part of that grid. So the cool thing about topics is that you have access to adding unlimited topics for your learning community. And the most recent topic will be the one that your students will immediately see when they access the grid. Okay, so as students, they read the prompt, or even if they have a video as a focus, they can watch the video and look what's right underneath that blue button that Jess explained in the educator side. The immersive reader is also on the student side. So what a wonderful resource for students to be able to take the autonomy to use the tools the best ways that they need to in order to understand and access the material. All right, so now here's the fun part, guys. We are going to record our voice. And as you see, we have that pulsing plus sign. Adam's camera is going to hopefully pick up, and we'll see him in just a moment. But on the top right-hand corner of that recorder screen, your students will always be reminded how much time they have to record. So we can tell we have 45 seconds. They'll be able to see the topic just in case they forget what they need to record. They can click on that little book, the topic will appear. And if they want to plan out some ideas that they want to say, we have some sticky notes that are available that they can click on and add a few notes inside so that they don't forget. Now, one awesome thing about these notes is no one will ever see these in their videos. It truly is a support for them. All right, and now the beauty of recording in Flipgrid. I tell you guys, Flipgrid camera is the best camera out there. So what you'll see at the very bottom are so many tools that you can use in Flipgrid. You can use filters going from warm to cool, super cool, black and white, or even go into pixel mode if you wish, which is a cool way just in case students may not want to be seen, or if they want to do some fun things and reveal stuff to their classmates. That's a great feature. And guys, look at the fonts. We have so many fun and interesting fonts that we can use, where you can change the color of the font, the outline of the font, the background of the fonts. So if you haven't used Flipgrid in a couple weeks, this is probably brand new to you because we recently released this a few weeks back. So definitely check out all those fonts. In addition to the fonts, you'll see that you have the ability to ink. So students can truly make their thinking visible. They can sketch note. They can do so many things with our inking tool that's available. You'll also notice that, let's say you want students to ink, and maybe themselves taking up the page is not conducive to learning. They can even turn on a whiteboard or a blackboard just to be able to see those things that have been inked, okay? So once again, so many features. And finally, that last little button, That is my favorite button because you can add in your own custom stickers. So whether you have an image or maybe it's an image of a document that students are going to share or explore. Maybe it's a picture of a project that they did and they're going to explain every part of the project. You can add in those images super duper easy. And so Adam is modeling that right now, which is cool. So whatever you have saved on your device, you'll be able to upload that custom sticker. And what's really nice about recording in Flipgrid is that you don't have to do all your takes at one time. So our awesome little recorder button, if Adam press play, we can pause that at any given time.
Hey everyone, I love starting my Saturday with coffee.
Woo! Right. And so you see here, he's able to pause. So what a great feature for students, once again, to gather their thoughts and maybe add in some new features. Then you go through a review step. Now in this review step, if let's say Adam made a mistake, he can trim off his video if need be, or add more to the video if he wants to continue talking. So many different options when it comes to editing and reviewing that video to make sure that your voice is captured the way that you want. Now, here's some secrets. In those little 3 dots to the left of that recorded button, we have some fun things available. So when Adam clicks on there, you'll see that yes, you can screen record right inside of Flipgrid. So if you wanted to take students through learning and go step by step through a process, you can do that, and your students can also do that. You can even upload a video clip that you have on your native device that maybe you created somewhere else, and hey, that's where the app smashing comes in. And finally, you'll see that you have an audio option where you can toggle the audio off. And so sometimes communication is powerful when there is no audio. So maybe paper slides, or maybe if you're in a class where maybe students are signing, it's beneficial to turn that audio off, okay? And so as Adam finishes recording, when he clicks that next step, it'll take him back to that editing phase, but then he can click next again and finish off his video. Okay, so what's really cool about this part is this is where your thumbnail will come in. You have that awesome selfie. You can use all of the wonderful features that you use as you recorded your video right inside of your selfie as well. And look at those tools that are right on that image. If you didn't notice, this is brand new. So if you wanted to duplicate those cups of coffee, if you had 6 of them this morning, you can duplicate those very, very easily. Or if you wanted to flip an image, maybe you wanted that coffee cup handle on, you know, the left side instead of the right side. Or if you wanted to layer some things, you have all of these options available to you right inside of Flipgrid. And it just makes me so happy because students will be so creative with all of these wonderful, wonderful tools. I love it, Adam. Yes. All right. So now when we click next, we're going to fill out all the information to finally submit our video. And because Adam signed in with his email account, it will recognize his name already. So if he wanted to give it a title, he can give his video a title. And if he wanted to include an external link, he can also include maybe some work he did to maybe support his views or whatever he's sharing in his video. All right. So there we go. Oh, he put his Twitter handle. Great idea, Adam. All right, and that is it, guys. That's all you need to do and all your students need to do to begin sharing their voice. It's simple, it's authentic, and it's so much fun, as our friend Amy Storr says.
I love it. Hey, Adam, fun like Mardi Gras mask.
I thought, why not?
Yeah, I've been monitoring the chat, and our friend Bridget asked about the screen recording to be able to share it again real quick. Talking about how awesome it is. Lisa asked to please demo it again, but I dropped in a link for you, Lisa, talking about how to use the screen recorder tool, but I know Adam's just going to launch it again. And I want to have you notice those 3 buttons, those 3 dots next to the recorder. When you click on that, you're going to have additional options. It's just those 3 dots, and that's where you find the screen recording tool. Now, this is in beta, and this is something that we would love your feedback on, but you definitely have options here where you can record your entire screen. You can choose an application window, and when you start screen recording, you determine if it's the entire screen, the window, or even one of those Microsoft Edge tabs you have open in your browser. So Adam's showing right now, you can flip between tabs, you can record screen, you have that cool picture-in-picture option if you want. So tons of possibility and flexibility with how you can use that tool. Awesome. Okay, friends. So some of these comments are asking really great things. Oh, hey, in Canada, we refer to those 3 dots as Timbits.
We know Timbits.
We love a good Timbit.
We love a Timbit. Yo, what a fun. Oh, that's fun. The
That
3
makes
little Timbits. But you can never stop at 3.
I know.
Another trip to Tim Hortons. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going straight into my camera roll to find pictures of me eating Timbits right now.
I see.
Fun times.
Well, while you look for your picture, I see a question from Anna Maria asking about if there are video tutorials of how teachers and students can get started. So Anna Maria, if you go to blog.flipgrid.com/getting started, you'll actually see we've got 2 great videos right there for you, especially the video for the students. It's under a minute of how to get them started, because I know, especially when we're in a remote situation, sometimes it's hard to show your students something new when you can't be there right there in and showing it to them. So there's actually these, here we go, 2 videos overviews for them. So it's 48 seconds or something of that nature that they can just see really quickly. Hey, here's exactly how I record. So that's your, 49 seconds. I was off. So that's a really great place for you to go and get started. And I will drop that too.
And friends, John is asking a question about the ability for students to save or hold and edit later. One of my favorite ways to address this, students have the ability to download their project as they're building it and just leave it in their camera roll. And then because of that upload video feature, they could go and add whatever segment they finish at that time and add that in as a segment and then continue on. So there's definitely possibility with how you can, if you only have a certain amount of time to create, do one small part on Monday, come back on Thursday, add Monday's part, and keep on going.
Totally. So now that we've gone through, I want to show, I want to show what I want to do. It's never just one thing with me. It's always more than one. So I'm going to reshare the screen. We're back on the grid page. What we're going to do is actually open up this grid. Since we're all adults on this broadcast, we're going to make this an educator learning community grid. So if you want to, as Anne likes to say, push to play and push all the buttons, you can record a video. And we're also going to show you how to edit the grid and also how to enable captions so that you can leverage the immersive reader that Jess and Jornea showed us on any Flipgrid video. So I'm back in the grid. I'm clicking the little pencil, or you could also do actions, edit grid. And now in here, I'm going to change from school email to educator learning community. And I'm getting a notice that's just saying, like, hey, this is what you're doing. And I'm saying, yes, that's what I want to do. And then when I scroll down, here is where there's some different things. Oh, wait, captions was already toggled on? Is captions now on by default?
It's on by default.
Oh, surprise. Okay. Okay, captions are already toggled on. But let's say we're not learning in English, we're learning in another language. Here's where I could actually change the language. Okay, wait, that's really cool. So now we'll go review Anne's video in the grid. So I'm back on the grid view. I'm going to click on Saturday Party, which is our topic. And we now have Jess's video as well. So once again, I'm in the educator side of Flipgrid, and I'm going to click on Anne's video, and we'll be able to review Anne's work. Oh my gosh. So there you can see the captions already toggled on. And I can, there's some different features here. I'm trying to find, where's that immersive reader button? Or is that only on the student side?
Click Adam,
Only
click
gonna
on
be on the student.
closed captions and edit, and you should be able to see all of the.
Oh,
Ta-da.
okay. So there's the immersive reader on Anne's video. That record love start. But then, yeah, just as Jornea mentioned, we can also edit captions. So let's say Anne said, well, Anne, I think your captions are on point. Nothing to edit here. But if, for example, Flipgrid is one of those words that sometimes get split up, but it's Flipgrid, proper noun, lowercase g. So sometimes we'll have to go in and combine the words, make that g lowercase. So things like that. So, okay, captions on by default, not a setting that you need to toggle on. But like I just mentioned, if you want to add to the grid, let me put the thing here, flipgrid.com/Saturday start. Here you are. Okay, and then y'all, I'm all over the place. What questions are we getting? What features do we want to go into that'll start launching? What news do we have to share? Do we want to talk about Educator Innovation Week?
Yeah, let's check out the Disco library really quickly, Adam. So the Disco library is like the best learning party. I know we're having this Saturday learning party, but it's always a learning party in the Disco library. This is the place where educators are sharing their best topics and other educators are finding their next topics. And in addition to all the educators from around the world sharing their topics, we also have incredible partners who have made a commitment to adding in high quality content for you to explore for free for your students. And it's super duper easy for you to add to your grid. So for example, let's say you wanted your students to check out one of Wonderopolis's wonders. Maybe that, what is a Rube Goldberg machine topic. I really love Rube Goldberg machines, all right? And I wanted to add it to my grid. I just select which grid or which learning community or class I want to add it to and click add. And now I get a template of that topic that I can edit for my students. And then once I click update topic, my students will be able to access that topic just like a topic that I would create. Now, teachers, think about how amazing this is for planning purposes. It's phenomenal. And there we go. There's our topic. Perfect.
Totally. Well, and so like Jornea was just saying, you could, if you wanted, add a bunch of topics to your grid and actually hide those topics. So for planning purposes, like let's say you want to kind of scaffold out the next week or unit or semester or year, you could add all these topics, make them hidden, and then just on a rolling basis or on a scheduled basis, we could show that.
Yeah, actually, we had that question that just came up. Is somebody asked, is there a way to open up work for a class to view at a scheduled time? So this is definitely available in the topic settings. And when you're creating a topic or editing a topic, you just come down to that topic status that says launch and freeze dates. So if you want to launch something on a specific date, you can have it frozen, which is view only, or hidden, and then schedule it to become active on a specific date. And so that's just right there in your topic settings.
And I also want to show too, she was also asking about, she likes to keep her students' videos private until that specific date. So Adam, if you could also go to the list of the videos so we can show how to bulk approve.
Before you do that, be sure to click update.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, my mom's watching. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Nancy.
Lady Cosma. What an honor.
All right. So
Herman.
some friends have added. So if these were all, if we had moderation on, where it says active for those green, there we go. Perfect. So those will all say hidden. So this is what it would look like as responses come in whenever it's moderated. So if we want to,
should we show just what that looks like then as a student?
Sure. Yeah,
So
that's great.
here they are hidden, right? So let's say I'm now a student because here I am back on the student side, right? And I'm going to the grid, and when I refresh, it actually will show me that there are no videos because all of them are hidden. So that's what that looks like. So only me as the educator can, that sentence was not proper. Only only as the educator can I view these responses.
Exactly.
Yeah, take it by the way, you're better spoken than I.
What's good to note too, whenever students do record, when it's moderated, they will, after they turn in their response, they will get a little thing that says your video is on the grid. It will show up when your teacher approves it. So they'll know that their recording has gone through. I know that it's, scary if they think it didn't go through. So all of a sudden they're doing 15 videos trying to make sure it got there. But they will be notified that it's on the grid. And so Adam's actually showing you different ways that you can activate the videos from the educator's side. But you can actually click on that bulk actions button and go to activate all the responses, and that will turn them as well.
And while we're on the topic of moderation, Adam, if you want to pop up, Lisa Roth asked about with moderation and students using that student-to-student reply feature, do teachers see the videos first? Yes. Teachers, if moderation is turned on, will always be in control of what is going on their grid. So Lisa, this is a great question. You will be able to see them first, moderate them. You choose to make it active. You choose to make it visible to others. Yes, it goes to you as the grid owner, as the educator first. And that's why we love to say you always remain in control of what's happening on your grid based on your settings, based on how you customize your topics, based on who you choose to share it with, how you set your grid up and everything. So yeah. And I know we got some more comments coming in. Somebody asked about the rubric feature. And so this is a great tool, a teacher and a trade. I love this. Jornea, do you want to talk about the rubric tool?
Yeah, absolutely. So in every topic, you have the ability to add a special rubric for your students for learning. So if you go to the very bottom as you're setting up your topic, or you can always edit at any time, we provide basic feedback on performance and ideas, but you can add in your own custom feedback. So you click add criteria, you can title your criteria for whatever it may be. And hey, let's just put content for right now. Something simple that can go across any area. And maybe you have a description so that students and you as an educator know exactly what your scoring your rubric scoring would be about. So then you can set your scores. So you have a minimum score from 0 all the way to a maximum score of 100. But let's say you want to do a 10-point scale. You can do a 10-point scale. Or if you have a 1-point rubric, you can set it as 1 for your maximum. It's up to you. And then you click create. And once you have created that piece of criteria, it will be inside of that rubric. Now, the way you go back and grade that, you would click on one of your students' videos, and you will see under feedback, you'll see the grading rubric. And then you can go in and you can go ahead and give whatever score is appropriate for the student. And you can even leave special comments for the student, whether it be in text, or you can either reply back through a video that's private, or you can reply back to the grid. So there's so many different options that you can use as an educator. So think about those best practices that you do. In your classroom, you may share something to the entire class. You can do that on Flipgrid by just replying. Or you may just want to pull that kid on the side and give them feedback. You can reply with a private video as well. So many different options, and thanks for asking that question.
Yeah, I actually saw 2 questions come in about people who were going to be presenting Flipgrid towards the end of the month, and some nervousness about knowing that there's tons of new updates coming out, and will it be the same? Will it look the same? So we will be updating all of our presentation resources, but you can definitely go to the blog and see all of the different updates. So as you're explaining to your teachers what things look like, you can also show them, hey, here's all of the new things that are coming as well. So that would be a great place to start.
And the cool thing about it is that process and flow will be the same. Things will just look a little different, but it will still be as simple as Flipgrid has always been. Your students will still record in the same manners. They just have all these cool features that they can really expand their creativity in sharing their voice.
Adam, it's blog.flipgrid.com/presentingflipgrid.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Sorry. Carry on, Anne.
Yeah, I was going to say, while you were on that resource page and along the lines of the folks who are presenting, so if you walk away from today and you can get yourself to flipgrid.com, that at the top of the page, you'll notice the button that says resources. Simply click on that, and where you will get to is a hub of all of our information. But Adam, can we take a moment and click on the Help Center? We're getting some really great questions like, what about email notifications? What about private replies? And I want to show folks that every frequently asked question, we have a bite-sized resource for you at help.flipgrid.com. So Adam, if you click into that search button and you type in notifications, right? If you just start typing in what you're curious about, there will be an article suggestion for you. And you will, like right here, change your grid notifications. Do you want them daily, weekly, or for every new video? And it's just a quick visual to help you see what to do. So the questions that are coming in, that's a great place to go and find answers. Additionally, I know one of them was, how do we add a private reply? So when you're viewing a student video, for example, Adam is back in his topic. He can click on, let's see, we're looking at Jess's, and you'll see immediately you're viewing that individual video and you have the option to add private feedback or reply publicly on the grid. So you just have to be viewing that individual one. Looks like he has his hand up. Yep. And is just adding in, an example of what a reply would look like when you push that button.
My apologies. My poor Surface is trying so hard to screen share and run Flipgrid. So know that Flipgrid will be faster for you. And the Surface is just working super hard today.
Yeah.
But the one thing I wanted to point out, so we were talking about educator feedback and how a student would view that feedback. So I actually, and I saw in here one of the new features coming. They will begin launching August 5th. But I want to show a video of the new learner experience that is coming. And that will make viewing your feedback, me as a student, viewing your educator feedback even simpler. So here's just a sneak peek at what's coming later not this month, next month.
It looks something
Love it.
Love it. And also, huge shout out to our motion designer, Michael, for a really cool graphic, but also the song is just awesome. I love the music.
Question, guys. What's your favorite update on that student experience?
I love YouTube. So the new YouTube-esque style viewing, I think is so cool because you get to just you basically become a YouTube celebrity. So you get to watch your video, and then you see coming up next, your fellow YouTube stars, all within the safety and security of Flipgrid, right? So I love the new layout. I just think it's so much nicer to feel a little more cinematic and a little more engaging.
I know my kids love being Flipgridders more so than YouTubers.
Yes, what are some of your favorite features on that learner side or the updates?
I'm excited about the text reply. I think that that's going to be a really nice additional feature that students can then reply to, and students and educators can reply to each other via text comments as well as video. So I think that that'll just be another addition that's really great. I know even for myself, sometimes I'd prefer to write it out so that I can articulate it better than the way that I am on a video. So it's nice to have that different option.
And I am so excited about all of the new things coming into the camera. When the new fonts were were launched, I was beside myself with excitement.
Love those fonts.
Yeah, but the board, there's a new board that's a split screen video board and the whiteboard or blackboard, and so many new elements to the camera that allow students to create. And it's,
Can we roll the clip?
yeah,
Let's roll it.
Oh, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like this.
Wow,
I love it.
You know what,
Yeah.
Anne, while you were talking about those boards, there was actually someone who had asked a question a little while ago about, can I use Flipgrid for math talks? And I was like, yes, Trisha, yes, you can. And so especially when you're talking about that whiteboard feature, which I think is such a great way for students to be able to express their mathematical thinking, but now for it to be split and have a whiteboard there with their video there as well and be able to process through and talk through what they're doing. Oh my goodness, I am so excited.
Yeah, I just think it's tons of possibilities for creation, and that provides pathways for different learning modalities. And I'm a visual learner, so I love creating and designing in there. But Jornea, you're known for saying, if you can think it, you can Flipgrid it. But we also love to say it can be as simple or as sophisticated as you want it to be. So I'm so pumped about the camera updates.
And I just want to point out, so Claudia, I clicked on this comment during the video because we have this back channel where we're talking and someone brought it up. Like, all you, cheers to you, thank you so much. We love the privilege that we get to work with all of you. And so like seeing comments like this and like the magic that you bring to your communities is what, like, that's our why. That's our, I don't have that video, but there's like, what is Flipgrid's why? Our why is all of you and just the renowned ways that you engage, empower, amplify, connect, like inspire your scholars and communities. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We love seeing like this. It's so cool.
Yeah. And because of you, that's how Flipgrid is what it is today and what it will be in the future. So keep sharing just what you're doing with this tool, because you bring the magic to Flipgrid, and we are here listening and learning right alongside of you. And Adam, do you have another video to show?
I can. What do you want to do next?
Once again, I'm all about that disco library. And
It looks something like this.
Jornea, I'm sorry I cut you off. I got so excited.
it was on cue. It was like so perfect.
Perfect.
So, again, this is all because we see how much you guys love the Disco Library, how much you love sharing your topics and accessing all the other topics. So we have some amazing partners that will be joining us this year. Yeah. So some have been announced and some we're keeping secret so that,
On this note, if you want to find some of the announcements, so if you go to aka.ms/FlipGrid you can see all of the things that we announced at Flipgrid Live, including, I guess one of the partners that we announced was Wonderopolis with the Wonder of the Day that you just saw in that last video. But Langston League and Made by Dyslexia are two other partners we're super proud and excited to announce. And Minecraft, and with that, as Jornea mentioned, there's more coming. But three fabulous new additions to the Flipgrid Discovery Library that we're super excited to share.
Yeah, and I know we're running out of time, but I just want to speak really quickly too. There was a couple of people who expressed privacy concerns and just wanting to understand exactly what's going on. So especially with the school email domain that we showed you, that really is sandboxing in to only the people that have that email domain. So even myself as a Flipgrid employee with flipgrid.com, I can't log into your grid, even if I had that join code, because I don't have the same email domain as you. So it really is secure for your students. And then and then student ID as well. You give them that identifier. You are personally giving that to them. So they have to authenticate in with that identification that you give them. And then I also saw about with the comments and the replies on student videos of other students being concerned over that. And I would very much recommend putting on moderation at first. So for myself, I taught middle school. So that was something that I was a little bit concerned with because it's a weird age. And I feel like bullying ramps up and all of those things at that time. So I turned moderation on at first. And I said to them, look, nobody else is going to see it. It's coming straight to me. And in 2 years of using it in the classroom, I never had a single issue, even after I turned moderation off, because it just really built that culture and students knew that this was a place where they were to be respectful. It was a safe place, but also that the videos were coming straight to me. So as a student, if I'm trying to be mean or get a laugh or something, what is the point if it's only going to my teacher, right? So don't worry, honestly. But also on the help desk, you can type in privacy and you'll see all of the extra privacy features and the legal stuff and everything so that you can really.
And I know Adam was showing that just while you were talking, and I dropped in the link. Flipgrid posted that link in the chat. So friends, you can either copy and paste that, or as Jess just mentioned, simply go to help.flipgrid.com, type in that word privacy, and you will have all of that information.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, incredible. It's been so awesome once again to slow it down and explore. It's the weekend. We love to engage in conversations with you all. And I know I see in the comments you're saying, thanks for sharing this, but friends, thank you. Thank you for doing what you do every single day to empower your learning community, to provide pathways for your scholars, to celebrate that journey. And on behalf of all of Team Flipgrid, it is a great joy to get to walk alongside you. So we just want to say thank you for joining us today. We do live professional development and Q&A sessions weekly. So check it out. Again, you simply head to flipgrid.com to get started for free, or click on that resources button to find more. So until the next time, thank you so much. We hope you have a wonderful day, and Adam's going to close us out with something special for all of you.
We want to take a moment to say thank you. Educators all around the world, you are our why here at Flipgrid. Thank you
for your endless creativity, your inspiration, and your ideas.
Thank you for making an impact, helping today's scholars realize their potential, and supporting your fellow educators around the world.
Thank you for bringing the heart and hustle and fostering young leaders.
We heart you big time.
Thank you for being the leaders, the innovators, the cheerleaders, the change makers. You make the world go round.
Thank you for connecting families and shaping our communities.
Today and every day, we are so grateful to work alongside you on our shared mission to empower every voice.